What's up guys, my name is Tara, and in today's video, I'll be sharing with you the travel requirements needed when you visit the US during the pandemic. As you all know, the United States is one of the countries that people are visiting right now. Nanood sila ng BTS, pumunta sila ng Christmas, and why is that? It's because other countries still don't accept Filipinos because of our current COVID situation, and because sa US, you don't need to quarantine, which is a big help. If you're interested to go and to visit the US soon, keep on watching because this will help you a lot. Marami nangyari sa amin na unexpected. Also, do take note that all these requirements could change. So, I suggest you don't just watch this video, do some more research because this is only based on my experience. Anyway, I'm gonna stop blabbing now. Here are the requirements needed when you visit the US coming from the Philippines. And just so this video is Boba-proof, I will list down the obvious. Everything you need. Everything. So number one, you will need a passport. Well, duh, I don't have to state the obvious. But guys, just a reminder, always double check kung kailan mag-expire yung passport nyo. Immigration won't allow you to leave if it's less than 6 months. They are very strict. And if it is about to expire, nako, make sure you renew your passport na kasi sobrang hirap rin kumuha ng schedule. Okay, number two, you will need a US visa. Oh my god, a US visa. Duh. But yeah, it's just another reminder that you have to check, double check, triple check the expiration date of your visa. At sobrang hirap lalo kumuha ng US visa ngayon. So I suggest you do it as early as possible. You can actually just get a schedule from their website. I can link the website in the description below, and all the requirements are there. Alright, so let's move on to number three. You need a ticket to America. A two-way ticket to America. Kasi baka pag one-way lang, baka feeling nila mag-TNT ka. It depends talaga. Sometimes they ask if babalik ka pa, when ka babalik, your return date. Just a tip for the tickets nowadays, try to book from the airline directly so that if anything happens, you can just talk to them directly at the airport. Kasi if you outsource the ticket pa from other websites, mas mura lang siya ng konti, pero hassle siya if you need to rebook your flight, if na-delay yung flight, if na-cancel yung flight, if they change terminals, lalo na ngayong COVID, they will ask you to change your route. So it's just advisable nowadays to book directly from the airline. Next, insurance. So this wasn't really required before, pero now required na talaga siya. Especially dahil sa nangyayari, dahil sa COVID, you really need to buy insurance. So I suggest you prepare this 1 week before your flight because it takes about 3 to 4 days for an agent to prepare it. So what happened was, we didn't have insurance. So we were at the airport. Ma'am, hindi kayo makaka-board ng plane if wala kayong insurance. They really waited for us to buy insurance, and we actually thought we won't be able to fly na. Buti na lang we found this insurance na 1,500 pesos lang. It was online. After mga 5 minutes, pinadala na nila yung insurance papers dun sa email namin. I can link this website below, but this is not advisable kasi it doesn't really come with health insurance. It's just travel insurance pag may nawala, ganyan. So they really suggest you get insurance na talagang kasama yung COVID kasi nakakatakot na yun. You'll never know what can happen. Kasi if we didn't buy this insurance, guys, hindi talaga kami papaliparin. They gave us a boarding pass right before the flight, but we had to show our insurance papers to them. So yun, just take note of this, guys. Very important. You won't be able to fly without a proper insurance. So if you're looking for an insurance, you can get from Malayan Travel Insurance. This will protect you from unforeseen travel mishaps, including medical expenses if you're diagnosed with COVID, any accident while traveling. So I can link it below also, yung Malayan Insurance. Okay, next. You need a certificate of vaccination. So it's technically not required because you can actually go to the US to get your booster shot or to get your vaccine shots. But in our case, they actually checked. Pero for some people, they say they don't check it. So it really depends. Just to be sure, make sure you have it. It's better to have a vaccination card right away because if anything happens, you can avoid mandatory quarantine. Just in case biglang pag-land mo, iba na yung rules, kailangan mag-quarantine yung mga hindi vaccinated. So it's better talaga to just be prepared and just get a certificate of vaccination. So you can grab your VaxCert from VaxCert PH. I can also link in the description below. It's pretty easy. A lot of people do it. Just basic research to know the requirements. Next, COVID swab test. Everyone knows. So some people do PCR, some people do swab test. In our case, we were in Cebu and we did just a COVID swab test. It wasn't PCR and it only took like 4 hours. But you need to be conducted daw 1 to 3 days before departure. Pero kami, pinayagan naman kami. We went to this hospital in Cebu. I forgot the name, but maybe I can just write it down here. I'll ask Jeff. So there are many clinics that offer PCR tests. There are even home service like Xenia. Mas okay PCR if you have time talaga kasi para wala nang reklamo. But I think antigen is fine. So there are other requirements pa like immigration form, departure card, but any form that you need will be instructed at the airport. So hindi naman kayo maliligaw once you get there. Those are the super important ones lang, the ones I mentioned earlier. You'll also have to pay travel tax. I forgot how much, but you're gonna know once you get there. Okay, so I have some common questions that were asked by my followers in my IG stories when I was traveling. So first, do you need your ticket printed? Not really, kasi high-tech na ngayon and your phone will do. So medyo marami pang old school. Actually, kami print namin yung ticket namin kasi Jeff's dad wanted to print it. But you can just scan your phone, show the ticket, and that's it. Make sure lang may internet ka. Baka makikonnect ka pa ng LTE dun. Be ready, guys. Always be prepared. Question number 2, how much luggage can I bring pag international flight? So if you haven't flown international, it depends on your airline, so double check with them to avoid paying extra charges. But you can usually bring 2 maletas, 23 kilos yata, and 1 hand carry. How early am I supposed to be there? Kasi nga, it's different na now. Before, we would go kahit 1 hour before the flight. But now, guys, you need to be there 3 to 4 hours before the flight. Kasi grabe, sobrang haba ng pila, as in sobra. Lalo na when it was from US to Philippines. Oh my God, the line was crazy. Tapos, magpapasko kasi nun, so everyone's going home. Also, I suggest going early because there will be problems that you encounter. It's the usual problems you encounter during traveling. Yung biglang, ay, may ganun pala. Ay, kailangan pala nun. Wala naman nagsabi sa akin, kailangan pala nun eh. So, you know, just to be sure, be there early. Will they ask your vaccination card in the US? Yes, when you get to the US, some restaurants ask for vaccination cards, and I think you're not allowed to enter some establishments without the vaccination card, so yeah, you'll need it. So what if you're not vaccinated? There are many free vaccination places in the US. It depends which state you're in, but in LA, you can easily find ones in clinics, schools, and pharmacies, everywhere. You would even see sa highway, there's a sign, if you're not vaccinated, go here. Do you still need to wear masks? Honestly, in Orange County, where we stayed in, they don't really wear masks anymore. I just don't know now, kasi may Omicron outbreak na rin sila, diba? But when we were there, marami na talagang hindi nagmamask. But still, indoors, we do wear masks. It's just that outdoors, mahangin naman. Sobrang daming social distancing. Kasi it's a big place. America's huge, diba? So, yeah. Okay, so other things you need. You gotta have your dollar bills, yo. Make sure you change your money in the Philippines and have extra because you might get stuck in the US. Like if a typhoon happens, like Typhoon Odette, or if lockdown happens, para you can survive even if these things happen. Because kami, we were only supposed to be there for 12 to 14 days, but we had to extend kasi Typhoon Odette happened. So we weren't able to fly back talaga. Next, you need a credit card. It's very important, but you also need cash. Don't bring just credit card and don't bring just cash. You need both kasi you'll never know what can happen talaga. You need lotion. So if you're going to a cold country, you're really gonna have rashes or mga sugat-sugat. I had here on my hands. So just make sure you have a small one in your bag. You'll need it. You need a ball pen because you will be filling out and signing a lot of things. So just to make sure, bring that pen. Okay, so you need a license and other IDs aside from the passport because if you are going to casinos, they will ask for that. And you can't bring your passport everywhere kasi pag nawala yun, hindi ka makakauwi. TNT ka. Nananakot. Also, bring the medicines you need kasi baka wala dun sa US and you'll never know kung bigla ka magkasakit. At least you already have one ready for you. talk about the quarantine when you get to the Philippines from the US. So the first step before leaving is to make sure you get another PCR test because they will check at the US airport. You can go around for free in the US. They offer a lot of free PCR sites, but you will be getting the results kapag free in 2 to 4 days pa. So make sure you do it in advance. They really accept naman yung mga rush kasi you have a choice naman if you want to pay or not. So we just paid. We got it the next day. 24 hours lang siya if you pay. Kasi they will prioritize it. The lab will prioritize your results. And then you fly back to the Philippines. And then you also have to download the Trace app. So when you download the Trace app, you just have to fill that out. And then you also have to upload all the requirements there. Your vaccination card, your PCR test, and you also have to log in where you're staying. So make sure you already have a hotel so that when you get to the Philippines, the van will just pick you up. And then I can also link the websites in the description below. So the setup is when you land, you will be asked to line up dun sa checking area and they will be checking all your requirements. So make sure naka-ready na yung screenshot nyo, yung Trace app nyo. They will scan the code. The code is scannable. So wag yung dayain guys. Wag yung dayain yung PCR test. Wag yung dayain lahat because kapag nahuli kayo, mas hassle yun. So once you get to the quarantine facility, you'll check in, they'll bring you to your room, and then you'll be there for 5 days. So basically, that's it. You just need to pick a nice hotel. For us, we stayed in Z Hostel in Poblacion. When we got out, we were picked up by the driver, and then we went home. And that's it. It's not really as hard as you think, guys. It's very easy. So yeah, that's it for my video, guys. I hope it helped you in a way. So do like this video if it did. Comment below if there's anything you want to ask me. You can also ask me through my social media at Stara Paredes, and subscribe to my channel if you want more travel videos. I will actually be sharing a lot of my US vlogs in the coming weeks, so if that's interesting for you, do subscribe. You can also check out the video I just posted previously about my US vlog. And that's it, guys. Bye!